Hello, welcome to Vacation Bible School. This is week 2, and today what we're going to talk about is learn, which is the second part of our book, The Very Best Day, which is written by Roger Hutchison. He wrote this book in response to Bishop Curry's call for all of us to follow the way of love, and this is the way of love for children, helping us follow Jesus's way. So this is learn. I wake to light filling my room. The smiling sun replaced the quiet moon. It's a new day, and I am ready to learn how ice freezes, what makes a fire burn. We learn new things when awake and falling asleep. We even learn when counting sheep. We learn at school, at church, and on the playground. We learn about the earth and what makes it go around. It's not always easy. I want to give in. I must work hard and try again and again. At the farm, we learn about horses, cows, and hay. This has been a growing day. We learn about Jesus, his miracles, and his love. We learn that God sent him from above. How can you learn more about Jesus and his love? So there's probably lots of ways that you can learn about Jesus and his love at church, at home, with your parents and your family, with your friends, your teachers. And you can share. You can hear a story and you can tell a story. And one of the ways that people all over the world tell stories is by making puppets and having puppet shows. Almost every culture has their own tradition of puppet making. So in your supply kit, you should have received a bag like this that's filled with lots of little supplies for making puppets. Everyone is different, but all of them have a collection of items that I think will be a lot of fun to use. So there's fabric, there's feathers, there's pipe cleaners, and little clothespins and popsicle sticks, some yarn. And you can add to these supplies from your own home, just looking around. I went into my recycling bucket and found some envelopes that I could use, some old cards, even magazine pages. So there's lots of things you can look for. Well, let's get started on how to make a puppet using these supplies. So you start with the clothespin, and we'll get to the popsicle stick in a minute. Here's an example of one that I made. It shows a puppet wearing a flowered gown, has a red belt and head covering. You can color the face if you like using colored pencils or markers, or even paint if you have paint at home. So start with this, and you're going to get a piece of the fabric that you like, and you can use more than one, it's up to you, and wrap that fabric around that clothespin just like this. And then you can take a pipe cleaner and wrap it around and give it a twist in the back. And then bring the ends forward. So now your puppet has something that's holding on its garment, and it also has some little arms, okay? You can add to this however you like. And you might want to put a hat on this puppet by just cutting a little piece of fabric and then tying it under the chin with your yarn, as you can see in this one. You might just want to glue a feather to the top to make your hair, or cut this up, or invent your own kind of headpiece for him. Okay? So that's basically how you do the clothespin puppet. Now for the popsicle sticks, you can do some different things. You can wrap fabric around this as well, or you can cut paper and make a different kind of puppet, something like this, or like this, or anything out of your own imagination. You can make an animal or the sun or the moon, whatever you would like. These are very easy to make. You would cut a circle of some kind of paper, and you could just draw, say for example, on this white envelope, you could draw your figure on this and cut it out. It's up to you. But so I glued this circle onto this stick, and then I glued a shirt to it, and I gave this puppet a pair of pants and some shoes. Now it's easy to cut these out. All you have to do is get a piece of paper, anything you like, fold it in half, and then cut half the shape of a garment. And so here I've cut a little shirt. You can open that up and it's automatically symmetrical. Okay, so it works very well. And then put a little glue on it. Put a little glue on the back, or you can use tape if you have tape. And just glue it to the stick. Okay. Now, say if I do want to make a pair of pants, an envelope works great because it already has a fold in it. And you can see I've drawn a little rectangle that sort of goes off the edge. So this will work out very nicely to make a little pair of pants for my puppet. And of course you can make hands and feet for your puppet, a hat, whatever you like. And here we go. We open that up and there are our pair of pants. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that. And glue that to my stick. And there we go. All right. So there are other things you can incorporate into your puppet show. For example, I found this netting in my refrigerator. It was holding some tangerines, and I thought, well, this could be a really fun thing to add to my puppet show if I want to tell the story of Jesus telling the disciples that they could be fishermen, or they could also be fishers of men. And there's some other fishing stories that Jesus uses, and so having a little net might be kind of a fun thing. Now when you make your puppets and you're ready, you might want to give a puppet show. So here I looked in my closet and found a shoebox. And so you can hide behind your shoebox and tell your story, whatever it is that you're going to explain. Another thing I found that I thought might make a really good puppet show screen is just this piece of cardboard that came out of another box. And here I can go behind like this and tell my puppet story. You could also go behind a chair. You could go behind the sofa. There's lots of different things that you can use. Maybe even an open book on a table. So think about the kind of story you want to tell. And I can't wait to see your puppets. Please share them in our next Zoom meeting on Monday. I hope you have a great week and a lot of fun with this project. Bye-bye.